Hello and welcome back to Future You, the podcast brought to you by graduate careers experts Prospects. I'm your host, Emily Slade, and in this episode I chat to Brian Tabony, who works as a builder.
Okay, so I'm Brian Tabony and I've got my own building company.
Amazing. So let's start at the beginning. What does your educational journey look like?
So I left school when I was 15, and then when I was 16 I went into a bricklaying college, got an MVQ2 in bricklaying, then went from there, become a grave digger.
Oh wow.
For a couple of years, and then I worked for a firm for about 18, 19 years doing groundworks.
Oh, okay. So can we talk briefly about being a grave digger? What does that entail?
It's purely what it says, so grave digging, but because it was in a cemetery and you can't use diggers, it's all by hand.
Oh my God.
So you dig the graves, then they come along, obviously put a coffin in and you backfill it.
Oh wow.
But I gave that up because burying kids was hard.
God, I
it
can
was
imagine.
so emotional, and then after a
Yeah.
couple of years it started affecting me. So
Yeah, no, that's valid. That's you don't think about that. So
No.
is it a particular cemetery that you're involved
So
with?
it was
or?
Rochford in near Southend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Rochford Cemetery.
Yeah, that's fair. 2 years is enough, I
Yeah,
imagine.
it was quite bad.
Amazing. So then you went in to work for a company.
Yeah.
So what did that look like?
So that was a company called Seabrook Developments, and they do groundworks all around London and all over the country.
So what's groundwork?
Groundworks like anything concrete, basically digging holes, anything to do with digging, laying patios, concrete work, that sort of thing.
Nice. And was that just purely like you did that as a job, or did they train you while you were on the job?
Yeah, so I mean, I started as just a labourer for them, and then just worked my way up. I got trained as I went along, and then.
Oh, okay. So would they pay for your training, or is it just part of the job?
Yeah, no, they paid for my training, and because most of the work was up in London in factories, so I got a lot of tickets for like forklifts and machinery, but they paid for all that, yeah.
Brilliant. Amazing. So when you say work your way up, so you start on the ground, where do you go up to?
So I was like, I worked my way up to a foreman, so I was in control of all the lads that worked for us.
Okay, so you just sort of get more and more leadership management positions.
Yeah.
Just with time and experience.
But I got to the limit of where I could go. There was
Right.
nowhere else for me to go up the ladder.
So what did you do then?
Then I went and worked for a local company, M. Jarrell Construction, which went bust. I worked for them for a couple of years.
In a management position?
No, so I was their head of groundworks, so I run all their groundworks.
Okay, and what did you do after that?
And then when that all went wrong, then me and Dean Skinner, who's my business partner, we set up a little company about 18 months ago.
Oh wow, so it's still really new.
Yeah, and that's what we are now.
Yeah, so what prompted that decision?
Just because we were both out of work, but we both had a little bit of our own work, and then we thought we'd just collaborate together. And so Dean's predominantly a carpenter and I'm a ground worker, so we thought it was a good mix that we could sort of carry on like that.
Perfect. So how hard was that to start your own business?
So it wasn't too hard because we had a few jobs lined up, but after a few months obviously it was hard because I'm new to any sort of like advertising or trying to get the work in or anything like that. So it was tough at the beginning, but now it's starting to come around. And
Nice.
I mean, we haven't really stopped, since we started.
Good.
So yeah.
So do you rely on a lot of sort of word of mouth? You
Word
do
of
a
mouth
project?
seems to be how we get all our work.
Yeah.
And because we're a local Hadley-based company, we get a lot of work in our own town. So I like to think we're getting a good reputation. And whatnot,
That's brilliant. So that saves on marketing costs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And then in terms of admin stuff, building up the business, is that all stuff you've had to learn as you go?
Still learning, still learning. That's where I'd say that's the hardest part of the job is anything admin, paperwork, accountants. It's all,
of course. And are you keeping that internal, or are you getting people in to help you?
I get an accountant in for that sort of thing.
Yeah, nice. Amazing. So what does a typical day in your role look like?
A typical day? Well, usually I'll start around 7:30 in the morning, 8 o'clock.
Too bad.
Yeah, it's quite
Could be
good.
worse.
Since I'm working for myself, I do a little bit less hours, and then sort of we finish by about 5 o'clock.
Nice, so it's fairly
not,
standard.
Yeah, it's not a long day.
Yeah, and is it dependent on the job as to what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, of course.
Nice.
Yeah. And weather related as well, because a lot of my work's outside.
Of course.
So that can affect us.
If it's raining, for example, do you have to call up the client and cancel?
Yeah, well, it depends on the job. If I can't get on, like if I'm laying a patio, obviously I can't do it in the rain, then I'll call up the customer and let them know. But I usually tell them beforehand that could happen.
Yeah, of course. And so that just then delays the finish time.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's aware of that. Nice. And what are the different variety of things that you can do? You could be laying a patio, do you build houses, or is that something separate?
So I mean, we do anything really, from laying a patio to extensions. Like we've done so far, we've done 2 extensions, and we've just booked another one just down the road. Anything really.
Yeah, amazing.
Most of the building work covered.
Yeah. Have you ever had anyone ask you for something that you didn't know how to do?
Yes, of course. Well, it's not that. I mean, I do know how to do certain things, but things like resin driveways, because even though I know how to do it, I'm not fully trained. I can't give them that 10, 15 year guarantee, so I won't do anything like that. Nice. I'll only do what I'm comfortable with.
Yeah, completely. No, that makes sense. So if someone wanted to enter into this industry, what advice would you give them?
What advice would I give them? Study harder at school and don't. Find a local builder and start from the bottom. Mm-hmm. That's the way I done it.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way.
And
there are college courses and everything, but I don't necessarily rate a lot of the college courses, because we've had a few people come out of college. We had a young lad that was apparently a qualified bricklayer, and he couldn't lay bricks, and it was strange. But the best way, I think, is to find a local builder, stay with them for a few years and learn a trade. Yeah,
definitely. Amazing. What kind of skills do you think you need to pursue this kind of work?
In building, just work ethic. Specifically what I do, groundworks, is just hard work, because everything's heavy and it's digging, so it's hard on your body. So I'd just say hard work, really.
Yeah, and like resilience.
Yeah, just keep going and you'll get there in the end.
Yeah, amazing.
Can I just name drop my company, F2F?
Yeah, of course.
F2F, and we're Hadley based in Suffolk.
Amazing. That's brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Right?
Thanks again to Brian for their time. For more information on getting into property and construction, head to prospects.ac.uk. If you enjoyed the episode, do feel free to leave us a review on Apple or Spotify. Thank you, as always, for listening, and good luck on your journey to future you.